last 4 to imagine that they're going to hang on given the injuries that they're facing. Rams can clinch the NFC West with a win over the Lions next week, and the Saints at 10-1 have the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Rams for the 1 seed. Lots changing as these weeks go on, but looking at this NFC playoff picture, who's the most intriguing? Like, who's maybe the table flipper? Who's the low-key underdog? What do you guys got?
The Rams defense was terrible on Monday night, like awful. And the Rams defense was really bad in New Orleans.
Okay.
And yet I look at the Rams and I look at their upcoming schedule.
Talk about it,
We'll
Peter.
go right through it right now.
This is it.
The Lions, that should be a win, right?
Yeah.
They should go into Detroit. They go to Chicago, which is a big test for both teams.
Cannot
But I think
wait.
the Rams, they should be able to bring it, and they should at least give them a game. Then it's the Eagles, the Cardinals, the 49ers. If the Rams defense can get right, I think that they can give the Saints a battle in New Orleans at home. But if I'm looking at the final last few weeks of the season, I'm looking at the LA Rams for all the great glory we gave them on Monday night and how many points. That defense needs to figure itself out for them to have any shot to actually compete with the Saints, because the Saints are not stopping on offense. The Saints are a locomotive right now, and this is the team that I'm watching right now, because I think these final 5 weeks, and last year I think McVay would tell you he regretted kind of taking his foot off the pedal the final week, and they lost and they stubbed their toe the opening game against the Falcons. Rams, to me, fascinating, because they have not been there before. They have not done the big long run, and that defense needs to get right.
I think you're getting ahead of yourself, though. I was just sticking with the Rams. Week 14, the Bears is huge. That's no good.
Sunday night.
Sunday night
in Chicago.
That's one of the marquee games of the whole season. We did Rams-Chiefs. That's everything, because if the Rams drop that game, which they absolutely could, then they're flirting with losing the bye. Then the Bears are trying to get into the 2 down the stretch. The Rams could, if they lose that game, you mess up against Philly, like, I understand they got to put the foot on the gas and everything, but like that game is no gimme. Like I need to see a lot from the Rams in that game, and I need to see a lot from the Bears, because that could determine who's
Who do you think would be the favorite right now? Rams at Bears if the game was this weekend on Sunday night.
I think the Rams would be a small favorite.
In Chicago.
Yeah. In Chicago, I do. I think they'd be maybe a 3-point favorite. But that's a very winnable game for the Bears too if the defense comes, and that could reverberate for bye weeks, everything. Huge game.
Aqib Talib was on work yesterday, hanging out, playing Pictionary with the guys. He's supposed to be back at some point and help them. I think he said week 13.
Let's hope.
Is when he wants to come back. That's a game changer as well as they try to get right.
The team that stands out to me, it's the Cowboys. Have you ever seen a cowboy walk into a restaurant or a bar or anything? The hat, the boots, spurs.
Is that
where you hang? Just anybody that dresses.
I saw him naked one in Times Square.
Yeah, you know, big belt buckle. I feel like that's them. Like right now, they're walking into November, December, and everybody's looking like, who is that with the boots and the belt buckle and the spurs and the big hat?
New in this town.
And they're f***ing themselves because they know their outfit's different than everybody else's. They got a good quarterback. Ezekiel Elliott is running so well right now, and that defense is making plays.
All right.
I mean, they're getting after the quarterback, and on top of that,
they got this week.
The DBs are coming in confident. That's it, though. Who they have this week? Saints, Eagles, Colts, Bucks, Giants. But it starts this week. And listen, they're home. They're home on the network, of course. I'm not sitting there hyping up this game because it's on the network. This is a game that can change everything for the Dallas Cowboys because they're on the cusp of gaining some confidence that you can't lose. You beat a team like this that's been beating up everybody. It's literally walking in the recess and looking at the bully and saying, hey, you've been taking everybody's lunch money? Give me that change back. If they can go get a win versus the Saints, and I feel like they can muddy this game up, keep the ball on the ground, control the narrative,
really good
keep
right
the
now.
superstars on the sideline. If they get this dub, this is big. I'm looking at the Cowboys.
I'm scared of their defense a little bit in this short week, Thursday night. What would that mean for the Saints if they dropped and they fell?
The Rams would be the 1 seed.
Yeah.
The Rams would take.
All right, guys. Hello, everybody and girls. Welcome to the Joe Boo Sports Report show. I wanted to start that out while I let everybody get up in here. And okay? I want to say hello, acknowledge Vash for president, Garza, Joe, Byron, and Mims. We're all here waiting for the stream to start. I appreciate all you guys' support. I see Emil. I see Brian, Albert, Vash. We see you in here a lot already. Joe, Garza, Daniel, Anthony, Boomer Sooner. How are you doing tonight? Aaron, Victor, Tamara, Derek Young, Byron. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. There's Sarah. Sarah, I've been missing you. Where you been hiding, girl? Deontay, we got Regan, we got Brian, Alex 4K, Cowboys fan 91, Joe, Stephanie Betts, and Trojan. Excuse me. Never got rid of this cold. I've had it forever. But we've got this big game here against the Saints on Thursday night, and then we take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Everybody, I'm going to that game in Dallas, and I'm going to be part of Cowboys Experience. So I would love to be able to get together with you guys. If you don't know about Cowboys Experience, go to Cowboys Experience, check out the website and stuff. We're having an autograph signing with the original 88, Drew Pearson, as well as 3 or 4 current Dallas Cowboy players. And we're going to be doing a tailgate on Sunday as well with Cowboys and being at the game. I would love to hang out with a lot of you guys. Sarah, you and Miss Jackie, I'm letting you guys know we are definitely going to be there. So we're looking to do stuff Saturday, Sunday, through the game and stuff. And hopefully, we will get a win. Now, I got to tell you, I get a lot of hate. I get hate from every team we're about to play. I go ahead and point out a few things that I see. Okay? A few things that I see and reasons for Cowboys to hope. And this is a Dallas Cowboy channel. And I'm giving you my opinions. I'm doing my stat work and all that stuff. And I get people that come in and tell me, you're an idiot, you're wrong, you don't know what you're talking about, you know, don't quit your day job and stuff. And I'm trying to at least let you know there's a chance. Because every week, there are teams that you say, oh, that's going to be a win, and yet they lose. And I'm trying to figure out how my Dallas Cowboys can get a win at home against the Saints. And so I'm going through and I'm crunching the numbers, because what a lot of you people do is you listen to the talking heads, the experts, because they're on ESPN or NFL Network or Fox Sports, or because they used to play football, you automatically believe everything they say and take it as gospel. Because I have people come at me all the time and say, well, Chris Carter said, really? Really? Stephen A. Smith, really? Really? Here's the reality. You don't know what you don't know. Football is one of the most unpredictable sports in the world. I said we have a koi. If you can stop me, you can stop anyone. Okay. Here's what's amazing, because I want you guys, take a look at the score right now. Tennessee Texans. We played both of them. Texans have been on a 7-game win streak. Right now, it's going to look like it's going to be 8. We were a 4th down going for it away from overtime beating them. What's amazing me is that already in this game that the Texans have put up 20 points. 20 points already against Tennessee, which supposedly is a good defense. And that's the difference maker. Oh, I don't like Skip Bayless, Brian. Oh, no. I don't. No. Skip, no. Because you know why I don't like Skip Bayless? Because Skip. Seeing him after the Tennessee game, take his Dak Prescott jersey, throw it in the trash, take his hat, the trash, and everything else, I'm done. I'm done. You know what? I've been mad at the team. Oh, God. I've been mad at the team. I've been disappointed at the team. I done cussed the team out. But you will never see me throw any gear away. You will never see me waver my support. That, my friends, is a bandwagon fan. That is why we are called bandwagon fans. Because I can't stand people that only cheer for the team when they're losing. Because I learned the hard way. When you've got money, you got. When you don't, they don't come around. When you have people that are around supporting you at your lowest, then you know you have a true fan or a true friend. Philly 500, that's why I like the Stinking Giant fan. Because even though their team sucks, they lose, they still show up in their gear, read their team, and I can respect that. I don't like coaches that only come out when they winning. Screw them. But anyway, enough with those people. We have the New Orleans Saints this week. I'm glad everybody likes this shirt. This is a true story here. I've got more Cowboy shirts than I know what to do with. Some of them, as my wife calls them, are baby tees because they were, XL, and really I'm a 2XL right now. And I got to work on losing, so I'm doing the keto diet again.
What's up with the red?
That's what I'm getting to right now. Son, what's up with the red? Okay, so I'm looking because I've got different shirts. I got throwback shirts, Doomsday Defense, and I tried to find a shirt that fits my mood, like a true blue, because you need to wear a true blue shirt when times are hard. And so I'm going through my stack and I'm looking and I was like, why is there a red shirt in the stack of Cowboy stuff? Because everything's blue or white. And I pulled this out and said, man, it's the wrong place, and opened it up and it's Cowboy football. I was like, did I do laundry or something and I put some colors together? So, honey, where'd this come from? She said, I bought it for you years ago because you look good in red and I like you in red. I like, oh. I said, it's been buried in the closet. I didn't realize it. So I put on the red here, and hopefully this will help us out in the red zone. Did my son get Rebecca yet? Not yet.
I've been working.
My audio cutting out or yours? Hopefully it's yours. Anybody else having problems with my audio? But anyway,
I've been working. I just got home.
I've been going through, and every week when I go ahead and I start talking about my Cowboys and how they get a win, I have so many people come in and tell me, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. And when I said, listen, the Saints haven't really played a team like us. And immediately they said, well, they played the Vikings and they played Baltimore. True. I actually believe we have a little bit better offense right now than the Baltimore Ravens. And I believe we have a much better pass rush. Audio is jumpy. Okay, let me turn it down just a little bit. Let's see. I may have it up just a little bit loud here. Let me double check here, guys. Turn that. Okay. Hopefully that takes care of it. Let me know if it's still a little bit jumpy. I may need to change my batteries. And the reason I say this is, for one, the Baltimore Ravens, when you pair it with the Baltimore Ravens, and this is actually, they brought up the Baltimore Ravens, because when they played the Ravens, they won 24-16. Okay? Baltimore Ravens have the number one defense in the NFL. But their defense is a little bit different than ours. Our defense has a much better pass rush. And I dare say we have the best front seven in the NFL. That's arguable. The other thing that we have is a ball control offense with the best running back in football, arguably. He's leading in rushing. He's about 47 yards behind Gurley in total yards, yards from scrimmage. So it's low. Okay, let me turn it up just a little bit more. Okay, so we can control the clock, and that is key. That is key because if you can keep Drew Brees and his offense off the field, and you can keep your defense out, your pass rush fresh, they're definitely going to be one-dimensional, pass-happy, and everything else. And our defensive pass rush can pin their ears back and go after them. Still a little choppy. Okay, I'm not sure where we are. Maybe I'm just getting too excited and I'm peeking it out. Let me back it off because some people say it's too low. Some people say it's a little choppy. Hopefully it'll clear up here. And that's what I'm talking about as far as our defense as well as our offense. We're a true ball control offense. And if you look at the amount of plays that we have in a game, they're way down. And that is because we're keeping the ball in bounds. You're taking 7, 8, 9 minutes a drive. But the key on this is going to be, and I'm not saying that we definitely get a win, but I'm not saying that we can't. Chop, chop, chop. Okay, hang on. Let me do one thing here real quick. Let me double. Okay, hopefully that does the trick. This whole setup is kind of pieced together because I use a Mevo camera, which is great because I can zoom up if I want to and move it around, and I control it all through my cell phone. But the microphone system has to go into it. Now you have to have actually a little iRig thing, which actually takes the mixing board and pairs it up for your cell phone. But it uses a 9-volt battery, and the battery is actually dying out. So once the battery dies out, it's no good. So that's what it was. So forgive me for having a little boo-boo here, and that's where if I actually had a person to hint, anybody looking for a part-time job, being my AV guy and soundboard guy, let me know. But what we have to do is we got to control the clock, and we have to put a lot of pressure on Drew Brees. The thing that our defense has been doing is we have been doing fantastic. And when people say we can't score enough points, your offense sucks. You got dink and dunk Dak. Regardless of putting out the numbers and everything else, everybody still. Are you messing with me, Ohio, dude? It's a little low and still bumpy. Oh, it's a little low. Bump it up. Okay. All right, then I'll turn it up a little bit more. Hopefully that's good. I don't want to peek this out too much. Okay. Let me know if that's good. Sorry, guys. I suck. Like my quarterback, as everybody says. But here's what's interesting if you look at it. The numbers for Dak Prescott. This offense is going uphill. I know you guys don't believe it, but it's getting better as it goes on, and especially since we've got Amari Cooper. If we take Zeke Elliott, for example, Zeke Elliott, the first 3 games of the season, averaged 5.7 yards a carry, got 91 yards a game. Part of the problem was we just didn't run him enough, and he also starts out the season slow. If you look at him right now, he's averaging 131 yards a game and 5.9 yards per carry. You can't ask for much more than that. Part of that is because he hasn't really changed how much he's getting per carry. They've just been using him more. And that's even with our offensive line being in flux. Now, for all you Dak haters, and I'm sick and tired of you guys, and maybe you just enjoy doing it because you like to just try and tick me off. And I know when we started the season, Dak Prescott did not look like an NFL quarterback with what? No, it's not Deacon Scott. Dak Prescott has a higher yard per average than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz averages 7 yards per completion. Dak owns 7.3. So if you're saying that he's a dink and dunker, then you ought to say it about Carson Wentz as well. Okay? And Dak has a hell of a lot more wins and less losses in less games. Excuse me, in more games. Dak Prescott, over the course of the last 3 games, where he was 166 yards average the first 3 games of the season, 2 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions, okay? Now, and at 77 QBR. Right now, we've gone from 166 to 255 yards. 255 yards per game, 3 touchdowns over those games, 103 QBR. To put that in perspective, in 2016, we know the same offense, with DeMarco Murray rushing for 1,800 yards, Tony Romo only had 1 game that whole season over 300 yards and averaged 241 yards per game, because that's the way the offense was designed. He only had 3,700 yards on the season, and we were the #1 seed. So all this dink and dunk, understand that's the play designs, because you are controlling the clock. Whether you like the offense or not, that's what this offense is do. That's the way it's set up to be. We're going to control the clock, keep our defense off the field, and try and keep the other team off the field. So, looking at that, 166 yards per game to 255. And I believe it's going to continue, because I got to tell you, Dak and Amari Cooper may need to get a room. The way you hear Amari Cooper talk about from the first pass he caught with Dak, he throws a great ball. He's got a great touch. I love his attitude. This is what we never developed with Dez Bryant. I don't know why, but Dez and Dak just never got that. Tony and Dez had that. Maybe Dak and Amari will have that. But from the time Dak got there and as a rookie went into Dez and not running routes right, which actually Dez was kind of like, okay, you're right. But when he came back, like, yeah, I want the ball. Like, if you're open, I'll get it to you. They just never clicked. But you can see already, Dak and Amari low key. You can see he threw him 9 passes, came down with 8 of them. You can look early in the season where, we had a group of guys and the ball's in their hands and the ball's tipped up and intercepted. But what Amari has done for this team over the course of these last 4 games is stretch the field. It's taken the safety out of the box because they're worried about. Thank you, John Jones. I appreciate that. They're worried about him going all the way, which has opened up the lanes even more for Zeke Elliott. The only thing we're missing is that tight end. But before I get to that, I know I talk about my quarterback a lot, and I know this is a Dak-friendly channel. It's very easy for us because it's very easy for us as fans to say, man, we got to take the Saints. We got no chance, man. Drew Brees, Peyton, they're killing people. You see how many points there was in the Rams game? Oh, my God. We got to them and get scared. Our quarterback ain't scared. Dak ain't scared. This is what Dak said. We have all the confidence in ourselves. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me stop this real quick. We have all the confidence in ourselves. We're not going there and getting awed by another team. They put their pants on the same way we do. They've won 10, and I guess we won 3 in a row. So we're going to take it one game at a time, and that's all that matters. So, questions, of course, to Scott Linehan. Whether the Cowboys have to do more offensively Thursday night, and both said they were just going to do what they do, and trust in their defense. I think we go out there and we've got to be aggressive and play to win every week, regardless whether we're playing them or anybody, Linehan said. When you're playing the kind of games you can't be scored on, you've just got to keep playing. Keep your head down and grind. Now, in the same scenario, Still a problem with the audio? Audio. It's coming through good on here. Or are you just joining into the show? Anybody else having problems with the audio? Anyone? Okay. All right. Maybe he just joined in and that was before when I was messing up. Yeah, they've given up 10 sacks all year. But let me go to my Cowboys book. Here's the thing you got to look at with the Saints, okay? The Saints, like I said, and the Saints fan in there said I'm an idiot. He likes what I do, but I'm an idiot. And I said they have not played defenses like ours. Here's the teams that they played. Tampa Bay, 32nd in scoring defense. The Browns, 25th in scoring defense. The Falcons, 29th in scoring defense. The New York Giants, 26th in scoring defense. The Redskins, 6th. That's the highest one they've faced. And then the Ravens, 1st. After that, they played the Vikings, 11. Then the Rams, believe it or not, are 23rd. The Bengals, 31st. The Eagles, 12th. And the Falcons, 29th. Not exactly the cream of the crop of defenses. I believe, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think our defense is a whole lot better than the defenses that they've been playing in there, with the exception of Baltimore. But we've got a better pass rush. And when you look at Baltimore, with us having Zeke Elliott, I think we can control the clock better than them. But here's the thing. Baltimore, 24-16. And we have averaged, over the last 3 games, 27 points a game. It's a lot different than when we were averaging 13.3 the first 3 games. We're scoring more points. The main problem with our offense is sometimes we get down the red zone and we have a brain fart. And we don't get a touchdown as opposed to a field goal. That's the biggest problem, is actually mistakes. Yes, Mark. Yes, Kellop. I'm from Northern Virginia, grew up here, and have been a Dallas Cowboy fan all my life. Is that a problem for you? Because my first memories of life, because you must be new here, were actually sitting on the sofa as a little boy watching my dad cheer on the Dallas Cowboys. And the reason why he was a Dallas Cowboy fan was because the Washington Redskins were the last team to integrate. Their owner, Preston Marshall, had to die before they would integrate. And having faced segregation, having been discriminated, having family members that were lynched, there was no way in the world he was going to root for the Washington Redskins. Me, being a little kid, idolized my father and wanted to be like him. So I'm sitting on the couch. Don't know what I'm watching. All I know is my dad saying, "How about them Cowboys?" Well, no, he didn't say that because Jimmy Johnson hadn't said that. But him saying, "Go Cowboys," and hear him say, Drew Pearson and Jetro Pugh coming through and Ed Too Tall, just living that. Always been a Dallas Cowboy fan. Even though I went to high school with Richie Pettibone's kids when the Redskins were winning Super Bowls, had the opportunity to go into Joe Gibbs's box to watch a game. All I had to do was root for the Redskins. Guess what? Didn't do it. So do you have a problem with me being a Dallas Cowboy fan that doesn't live in Dallas? I'll be down there in 2 weeks. I got stones around the stadium where I spent my money. 2 of them, not 1, but 2. Because if you're about to say I'm just a bandwagon or I'm not a real fan because I don't live in Dallas, then we got an issue. So hopefully you don't have a problem with that. Austin will probably be coming back, as well as David Irving, after the Thursday night game. The team is basically looking at saying, okay, we got a bunch of guys that are hurt. Do we want to try and hurry up and get them on the field for this game? Or would we rather go ahead and let them have another 10 days to rest and then keep them for that final push? And that's what they're looking at Austin being. He probably won't get that much playing time, but being kind of a wild card player, getting a David Irving back. Okay, Cowboy D, did you just join in? Because, yes, Jackie, I'm coming, and I'm going to be with Cowboys Experience. So check out their website, Cowboys Experience, because we're going to be doing that autograph signing with Drew Pearson and all that on Saturday. And they're actually having their own tailgate that I'm going to be part of as well. So, yes, Jackie, we will be there. And the tailgate is with Ed Too Tall Jones. Let me say again, with Ed Too Tall Jones. So I can't wait for that. Yeah, Scott. But you know what's funny, Scott? You must be an Eagle fan. What's funny is Dak is working his way up. Because Dak was, I believe, 28th, 29th. I think he's down to about 21 now. And it's not necessarily where you start, but it's kind of where you finish. And what I do know about Dak is Dak's got 12 game-winning drives when it counts. And for all those that love Carson Wentz, you know Dak Prescott has 7 more wins. So keep talking about my quarterback. Okay. Oh, my God. My frat. Yeah, well, Jackie, just send me an email, and I'll give you the link for him and stuff. But if you get, seriously, you guys can go, okay? You have to get a ticket from Cowboys Experience and stuff. They have actually all kinds of packages if you want to get tickets and everything else. I'm going to be coming in and I'm going to be there Saturday night and Sunday night, going back on Monday. So we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. And if you can't go, don't worry. You're going to be getting sick of me that weekend because I'm going to be posting like crazy. So check out Cowboys Experience out there as well. But if we can slow down that offense and if we can control the clock, because I hear everybody say, well, they're number one against the run, which is true. But you got to understand that most teams have been behind and are trying to catch up. Therefore, they're going to pass more because they're about 30th against the pass. So you got to look at that and say, okay, they're really about 16th on total defense. And here's another thing for you, too. The only really great running back that they face is Gurley. And that game became a shootout. And the Rams don't have a defense. So when you think about playing Tampa Bay or the Browns or the Falcons or the Giants, well, the Giants, they got Barkley. I'm sorry, they do have Barkley. The Ravens, the Bengals, the Eagles, the Falcons, none of those teams have great running backs. They don't have a Zeke Elliott. You recommend going to Saltgrass Steakhouse? It's close to stadium. Okay. I will check that out. The score, let me check out the score here. Hold on. If they show it again, we're looking at J.J. Watt. The score, 21-10, Houston. Okay. You don't bet fire with, you don't beat fire with fire. You beat it with water. You can't beat them in a shootout. I never said it shouldn't be a shootout. If our defense does what they've been able to do. I mean, you went on the road against Matty Ice with Julio Jones, who was leading the league in yardage, and Sanu and Calvin Ridley, and you shut them down. If they can do the same thing against Drew Brees, you got a chance. You got a chance. Lamar Miller had a 97-yard run. I missed that part of it. All right, I definitely have to check out Saltgrass then. No team is unbeatable, and that's the truth. Your dad's a smart man. Yeah, I like to think so. The Texans are playing the Titans right now. Score prediction. Man, I hadn't gotten that far yet. Nobody's scoring 30, I don't think, in that game. 24-21. And 3 weeks, here's my thing. Any of you guys that watch me on a regular, when we were losing, when the team was doing really, really bad, what did I tell you? Jason Garrett is like a cat. Jason Garrett is a survivor. And I told you the Cowboys would win just enough for Jason Garrett to win his job, to keep his job. And you don't think that our defense could slow down the Saints? The Ravens did. The Browns did. They only scored 21 on the Browns, 24 on the Ravens. Only 30 on the Vikings, and the Vikings' defense is not as good as ours. They only scored 31 on the Falcons, and the Falcons are garbage. So you don't have to shut them down to 10 points. If you can drop them down to about 21, oh, you're coming. You know what, Kellop, I appreciate that you're going to come all the way to Virginia and give me condolences when the Cowboys get beat down. It's funny. I've been hearing that every week the last couple of weeks, and I'm still waiting for somebody to come in. The Eagles said it. The Falcons said it. The Redskins said it. But I got to tell you, this team, they're not scared. They're young, and they're hungry. And they have not given up, surprisingly, on the coaching. So you can think that it's going to be a blowout for the Saints, and it might. It might. It's just not how I feel. Dia, Carlos, so your wife says I'm obsessed with you. Okay, I appreciate that. Get ready for a beatdown. Okay. Well, I see, Victor, you must be a Saints fan. Well, welcome to the channel, buddy. Hopefully after the game you'll come back in and hang out and stuff, you know, if we win and things still. Hot Boys. Oh, God, I hate that name. But I tell you what, you got 300 games that the Cowboys win. Okay, Garcia. We need to come up with a name for Jalen Smith and Van Der Esch. When we used to have Orlando McClain, I used to love Orlando McClain. I wish he could have had his head on screwed on right, because that guy was hell at run stopping. And, of course, Sean Lee, when he was healthy, I used to call them Thunder and Lightning. And that was fitting because Orlando McClain was like thunder. He came in there. When he hits you, you were hit. And Sean Lee, when he's healthy, is like lightning. He just moves so fast. But we have to come up with a name for Jalen Smith and Van Der Esch, because those guys are going to be together for a long time. I mean, Van Der Esch is a rookie. This is only second year playing for my man. So we need a name for those two. I can't use Thunder and Lightning because I already had that for Orlando McClain and Sean Lee. But there needs to be the Wrecking Crew. Not bad, not bad. But it needs to be like a two-person name, you know. I want to say Tango and Cash, but that just doesn't sound hard enough. But it needs to be something hardcore. I mean, Hot Boys, it's kind of like, yeah, it just doesn't put fear in me. May the best win, Saints fan here. Okay. At my Cowboys family, may the best win, Saints fan here, but I love your videos too. That's the nice thing that I love seeing is getting fans from other teams that come through on the chats and things like that and hang out. Because just like with Philly 500 and the stinking Giants fan, to me, that's half the fun of football, is just talking trash back and forth. Carlos, I'm with you too. I hope that they do open up the offense, because I think the Saints are susceptible to passing. If they can go ahead and, of course, pound the rock, they can start doing play action on them, and I think that they can go ahead and get some big plays. Who dat? Okay. Crash and burn. Better. We're getting there. Crash and burns. Doomsday Defense Part 2. Actually, this should be Doomsday Defense Part 3 because the 90s were actually another doomsday defense. Most people forget that they were actually a number 1 ranked defense, and part of the reason why the triplets were so effective. The tackling Dutchman. Okay. Tango and okay. Slash and dash. That's not bad. Slash and dash. That one's got a ring to it. Okay. The Bang Brothers. Oh, it could be the Blues Brothers or the Blue Brothers. Like Cowboys Blue. Okay. Ahmad, thank you very much for the super chat. Van Der Esch, the tackling Dutchman. You were right on that one. That guy is a beast. And I think part of the reason why he is so good is because having Sean Lee whispering in his ear. And if Sean Lee doesn't play next year, I'm hoping they decide, we want you as a coach, buddy. Blue Steel. Good one, my Cowboys family. That's not bad. Almighty Twins. Wonder Twins? No, one was a girl, wasn't it? Okay, that doesn't work. Slash and Smash. There. Oh, we're getting good ones now. Slash and Smash. Okay, the Payne Brothers. Spike and Strike. Duo of Doom. Man, you guys are coming up some good ones. Double. That's it. That's got to be the winner. Double D Trouble. Okay, I think we got a winner right there. What do you think for Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith? Double D Trouble?
Don't remind me of Jalen Smith. I wanted to get a jersey.
Okay, Michael's upset because he wanted to get.
Well, while I was on sale.
While it was on sale, he wanted to get Jalen Smith's jersey. Okay.
Yeah, but I'll sell for Van Der Esch to go with Sean.
Okay, Ahmad. So we're gonna take Shannon Sharp's name. Oh, I don't want that one just because Shannon Sharp said it. Skip. Sorry, I don't want any stank off Shannon Sharp. Okay.
Two-time Super Bowl winner.
Bruce, man. Well, thanks for being a Cowboy fan all the way in Lake Charles, man. I know that's hard being there in New Orleans. Just make sure you eat some gumbo for me. Van Der Esch, the animal. Smith and Esch. Maybe Smith and Wesson. Like a gun? Okay, never mind. Do I think bringing in Kobe Fleener will help? It wouldn't hurt. I would actually, here's what I would actually really and truly like to see is they started using Rico blocking last week. He actually played quite a few plays blocking. I would love to see him out there getting a catch or two. Start getting, no, he actually did really well blocking.
My video.
Can't use the Bang Brothers. The porn industry got that one. Okay. Not unless you're in San Francisco with, what's his name, with the porn star. I would like to see Rico actually in the passing game a little more. Again, I know the Dak haters will say Dak sucks, but I got to tell you, we hit 9 different receivers in that game. 9 different receivers against the Redskins. And that, my friends, is death by 1,000 cuts. You literally do not know where the ball is coming from. And if you can continue to do that on a regular basis, it makes it that much harder for a defense. Yes, Zeke Elliott's going to get the ball. He's going to run, 25 times to get 5 or 6 passes. And yes, Amari Cooper is going to probably get 8, 9, 10 passes his way. But if you can hit the ball to a Cole Beasley, an Allen Hurns, a Michael Gallup, a Rico or Golf Swam. If you can keep going over here, you are forcing that defense to keep their head on a swivel and just not know where it's going to go. And you will literally wear them out. And that's one of the things that I do actually like about what we're doing. I would like to see more play action. I'd like to see more run-pass options. I would like to see them move the pocket more and get Dak out on the edge instead of doing all the 7-step dropbacks. Oh, my God, Mark Colombo was the best move they did because we were trying to do more zone blocking like Denver did, which worked well for the Denver Broncos, but they had more smallish offensive linemen. We got road graders, and so we got back to basically using those guys to maul people. What we have to be worried about, though, right now is Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith, our week started early. We started practicing yesterday, so yesterday was actually Wednesday. Today is like Thursday's practice, and Tyron Smith does not practice either day. And of course, we know he was held out last week. So it may end up being that Tyron Smith is injured, and who knows when he'll be back. Maybe the good thing is that Cameron Fleming at least got last week under his belt. He's got this whole week to practice and stuff to get ready, and hopefully we'll be in a better position. The good thing at least was Cam Fleming wasn't incredible, but he wasn't Chaz Green. What's up, Vega Bomber, man? Long time no see, man. Tear shit up twins. That's a good one, too. The return of Doomsday. DX. Would our record be if Columbus started the year at line coach? That's a good question. What would our year be like if we had run Zeke Elliott more, say like against the Titans where we only ran him 6 times? What would our season be like if Jason Garrett had been for it on 4th down against the Texans, per se? Or instead of settling for a long field goal against the Redskins, if maybe we try to use some more of that time on the clock and get downfield closer or possibly a touchdown? There's a lot of what ifs you could say, but right now, as Bill Parcells says, you are what your record says you are. And that's where we are. Well, thank you, Vega Bomber. You know what? It's funny because I'll bring things up and they'll say, oh, you're wrong. You've manipulated the stats. It's not true. But it's like, you hear stuff so many times on ESPN. Think about 3 weeks ago when they said the Cowboys had absolutely positively no chance. They said the Eagles, they're the best team in the division. And they're still saying the Eagles will win the division. And I'm kind of like, they don't. They have so many players that are hurt, and that's a reason, an honest reason for the Eagles. They're hurt. They've got all their running backs gone, and they were basically a running team regardless of what everybody says. They were 3rd in the NFL in rushing, which made it a lot easier for Carson Wentz. Their defense stinks. They've got no cornerbacks, and their pass rush isn't anything like it was the year before. Yet, they still say they're going to win the division. Okay, I mean, we'll see. Bates, thanks. I appreciate you coming in. The Giants, it would have been nice if the Giants had won yesterday, but you know what? Forget about other people helping us. If we can't take care of our own business, then we don't deserve to be in the playoffs anyway. And that's the bottom line. We may end up losing to the Saints, but we got the Eagles. We beat them. Boom, we're ahead of them. The Redskins, they've got a rough road to hoe without their starting quarterback, although I will say I think Colt McCoy is not that much worse than Alex Smith. Alex Smith was really not exactly lighting the place up. It was a holding, exactly. Yeah, and that's, you are 100% right. Everybody has 3 to 5 losses, 100%. And you can forget about the record. What really matters is what do you do from here forward, and what shape are you in when you go into the playoffs? And right now, you can definitely look at the Cowboys' trajectory, and it's headed up. That's not to say that we're not going to lose some games, but you see Zeke Elliott is getting more and more yards. You're seeing Dak Prescott is hitting more and more receivers. You're seeing Amari Cooper is opening up things. You're seeing the offensive line is blocking better, even though we've had injuries with Tyron Smith as well as Connor Williams. But we've been able to absorb those things, and we've actually had some hits on the defensive line as well with David Irving, with Taco, and those guys are getting back. Taco practiced today. So we've been able to kind of hang. We've still been able to be right there and still relatively healthy. You think it's going to be Brady versus Breeze? That's possible. Cowboys versus New England? I'd love to see that because the NFC East is undefeated against New England. Yes, I'm talking about playoffs, Victor. Playoffs. Will the Saints make it to the Super Bowl? Who knows who will make it to the Super Bowl?
If they win, because I don't get a Super Bowl win.
Y'all are brain dead. Okay. Yeah, there's actually a couple of people that have been playing good. Tyron Cropper's one of them, and actually Xavier Woods has actually been playing damn good at safety. Of course I've heard of We Them Boys song. Who hasn't heard of We Them Boys? That's been out for, about 3 years now. Robert A. Man, I'm with you, buddy. I'm sick and tired of going to the Super Bowl and watching all these other teams, especially teams like the Cardinals and the Saints and things, teams that were always in the basement. We'll be in the Super Bowl. Well, I'm hoping we will sometime soon, man. Where's the Saints fan? He's in here still somewhere. Cowboys versus Chiefs. I won't put the Chiefs in there because Andy Reid's teams always play well in the regular season, but they just don't seem to do it come playoff time too much. Am I gonna dance that song if we win with Mike? You know, my dancing isn't pretty. You know, my dancing isn't pretty, but you know what? If we win, I'll be damn sure happy to dance. Yeah, I'm gonna be at this year's Super Bowl. I've got to actually work at the Super Bowl, doing a bunch of stuff. So I'm very blessed to be able to be a volunteer to take care of stuff and to get a little bit of access. When am I coming to Dallas? I will be there for the Eagle game. Do we really have a chance? Of course we have a chance, guys. Well, don't put out in the universe that we're going to lose. Be confident, you know. If we lose, then we'll deal with it afterwards. But you got to go in there and say, listen, we got a chance. Man, DeMarcus, you. What it would mean to finally be, you don't know how much I would love to go to the Super Bowl and be there covering the Super Bowl for our Dallas Cowboys. You know how much that hurt last year? Going to the Super Bowl and covering the damn Eagles? Doing video, oh my God, in the Eagles versus New England. That was like my worst nightmare. It was like, I don't want the New England to win a 6th ring, but I don't want the Eagles to win one either. It was like the choice between a punch to the head or a punch to the gut. Both of them hurt. Vega Bomber, 100%. I said that in a video last night that if we had a tight end like a Jason Witten, a security blanket, a guy, when you see a big pass rush that's coming at you, let me just dump it off to him. What am I cooking for the Super Bowl? Don't think I'll be cooking at the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is not like a regular game. It's real difficult to do tailgating at the Super Bowl. In fact, in Minnesota, there was no tailgating at the stadium. The security and everything else going on at Super Bowl, it don't work like that. We'll take down the Saints and the Cowboys fans. Okay. Well, you know, I get, or at least I used to get all kinds of trolls from Eagles, Redskins, and Giants. But, you know, when they start losing, they don't come around too much. Well, yeah, this will be a huge measuring stick. And if I tell you what, if we could win it, or even if we lose it, but we have a great showing, that can still be a propeller. You look at the Giants back years ago when New England was 18-0, and they played them, I think, 2 or 3 weeks before the end of the season. They kept it close. They went down to the wire. New England won it, but you could see that the Giants ended up getting a little bit of confidence and stuff, saying, you know what, we can beat them. I look like a Bud Light and funnel cake kind of guy. You got it right on the funnel cake part, although I can't have funnel cake now that I'm on a keto diet. But the Bud Light part, I'm a rum man. I don't cry when we lose. I get angry, I get upset, but I don't cry, Caleb. But thank you for being concerned.
We're not Giant fans.
Right, we're not done. I love we're under. You know, it seems like we play better when we're the underdogs. It's when we're expected to do stuff that we never show up. And that's a true statement when it comes to Jason Garrett. Look at what Kirk Cousins is doing in Minnesota. It tells me everything I need to know about the Redskins. Well, the Redskins are quarterback killers.
Yeah, what happened to Alex Smith? He got killed.
Yeah.
He's sitting home making money, though, so.
My mic's turned down? Everybody, you know, you must have just joined in or have seen it from the beginning. Well, they were saying the same thing and they were saying the same thing when we played the Eagles, and they were saying the same thing when we were playing the Falcons. They say that about the Cowboys everywhere. New England cracker. You know what? I tell you what was so funny was yesterday watching Philly 500's live stream. The first half of that game, oh my God, they were killing Carson Wentz. They were saying, he's a bum, get him out of here, man. He sucks. Put in Nick Foles. He can't do anything. He's overthrowing people. He's not reading things. He's holding on to the ball too long. And I was like, are they talking about Carson Wentz or Dak Prescott? Because they sounded like Cowboy fans. They were literally killing. Of course, when they won, Carson Wentz is great. I'm like, okay, boy. We're only 7.5-point underdogs. That's actually a little closer. Well, really, that's like 10 points because they give you 3 points for being the home team. When did I become a Dallas Cowboy fan? We actually talked about that when we first started. I became one as a little kid sitting on the couch with my dad. My first memories of life was looking at the piece of furniture with the TV in it, which how the TVs used to be. The TV set was about this big with a pitch screen that big, and watching football with my dad. Didn't know what I was watching, but just remember my dad say, "Go Cowboys," and that's where I started. Yes, Carson Wentz has quite a few more fumbles than Dak Prescott. He has 66 touchdown passes. No. 62 touchdown passes to Dak's 56. But Dak has 17 rushing touchdowns to Carson Wentz's 2. Oh, okay. Man, come on, Alex, man. Don't do that to me because you turned your sound down. Come on, man. Jason Garrett and Linehan are beyond vanilla. Well, you've got that right. I'll take Marion Barber over Felix Jones. Saints win 45-24. You know, it's one of those things that could happen. Because what can happen in a football game real quick, you can have a couple of bad plays and all of a sudden the team just says, we're done. And they give up on it. You can see that in some games. Other games, you know, you get a turnover here and there, it ignites it the other way, and all of a sudden you got a dogfight. You just never know about football, and that's the thing that I love about it. It's so unpredictable. Marion Barber all day, yeah. Derek Young, BS. Okay, I don't know what we're BSing over. No way, Mark. No way. What are we no weighing to? That 45-20. Okay. I think it's going to be, personally, I'm going to say 24-21 Cowboys. Don't worry, the Cowboys will be in the Super Bowl one day. We got a Dak hater. They've been few and far between the last week. This season, what are Dak's ranking, and why won't I say them? I did say them, Matt. He's at 19th right now, And no, he's not a top 10 at the moment. But guess what? He was, I believe, 27th or 28th, and he's working his way up the ladder. And he's got his team in a playoff position. Are you upset about that? You mad that we're in a playoff position? Because I understand when you were killing Dak, when we were 1-2 to start the season, it was averaging 163 yards or so a game. But now he's averaging about 270 a game. And we're winning. So would you rather be having him as a top 10 quarterback right now and we're losing? Is that where you are? Because with you, Matt, it's something more than just his play on the field. You honestly just hate the man. I don't know why, but you honestly just hate the guy. And if you are a true Dallas Cowboy fan, it would seem to me you would want him to succeed, because if he succeeds, the team succeeds. So please answer that. I'll stay on here an extra minute or two and see if you respond to that. Because I don't understand the fact that he's got 27 wins and hasn't played 3 whole seasons. He's averaging almost 10 wins already a season. Yet you come in here with all this hate for Dak Prescott. Please explain to me why you hate winning. This is the first time in Jason Garrett's tenure that he's had back-to-back winning seasons, and he's in a position to have 3 winning seasons. And that's including having Tony Romo and a healthy, great offensive line. So explain to me, Matt, why it is you always come in here with hate to Dak Prescott. Seriously. I just don't understand it. I'm waiting for you, Matt. Come on, man up now. Explain to me what it is. Explain to me what it is. Because you are the only, well, no, you and Wang Hugh used to. But since he's been playing better, he stopped coming in. But I see he's playing 100% and we want to give him success. If he's playing 100% and I want to succeed, well, I'll tell you what. We had Tony Romo, who was, as you guys put it, God. And what did we win with him? You know, Dak Prescott, in his one playoff game, threw for 300 yards, had 3 touchdown passes, and went toe-to-toe. And if it weren't for our damn coaches play calling, leaving Aaron Rodgers enough time to go down the field, we would have had a victory in that one. How many playoff games did Tony Romo have 3 touchdown passes in, Matt? Tell me that. Why don't you say that, Matt? Come on, Matt. I'm waiting. How many? How many, Matt? Seriously. You know what? He's only in his 3rd season. You know where Aaron Rodgers was in his 3rd season? On the bench. You know where Tony Romo was in his 3rd season? On the bench. Take a look at, say, Troy Aikman's numbers, his 3rd season. So if those guys, by the time they were 10-year players, vets, got on the field and did what they did, and he's already ahead of the curve of where they were at this time in their career, if you actually have a quarterback coach and a modern-day offense, guess what? I guarantee you he will do great. Because I keep hearing all this other bull crap from all you haters out there that say, you know, you keep moving the bar. Dak can't throw for 200 yards. Dak sucks. Okay. Now his average is actually 270 yards the last 3 games. Where Tony Romo in 2014, his best year, averaged 241 for the whole season and only had 1 game for 300 yards. 1 game, Matt. 1 game in 2014 where he threw over 300 yards. That's it. That's the list. Go look it up. He had all of 3,700 yards because the team is a run-first team. Romo lacked an O-line and defense for years. Whoa. See, that's where you guys, see, you know, there is perspective and then there's reality. Because in 2014, okay, you had the NFL leading rusher with DeMarco Murray having over 1,800 yards. You had the best offensive line without a doubt. You had a healthy Tyron Smith that was literally throwing people side to side. You had a Jason Witten who was young, spry. You had Dez Bryant healthy in a contract year who had over 1,300 yards. You had the 14th ranked defense that was second in the NFL in takeaways. Second in takeaways. And guess what? We couldn't win a playoff game at home. So don't give me this, well, we didn't have he never had a defense or an offensive line. Are you saying that this offense, because I got to tell you, what we have right now is a lot less than what we had in 2014. You don't have a tight end. You don't have a Jason Witten. You just got Amari Cooper 3 games ago. And if you honestly tell me that the wide receivers that we were throwing out there were better than threes, I'll say you're a damn liar. You lost Travis Frederick. You had a rookie in Connor Williams who was like a deer caught in the headlights. Zach Martin's been playing on a bad knee all season. Tyron Smith has been not quite Tyron Smith. You got all that on this offense right now. So, Matt, if you are, as you say you are, a Dallas Cowboy fan, I would think you would say, you know what? Dak's got a lot to do. He's got a lot to learn. I hope that he can get there because guess what? They're going to sign him to a long-term deal. So you got a choice. You can either get behind the man and hope that he's going to be an Aaron Rodgers or a Tony Romo or somebody like that, or you can find yourself another team because he ain't going nowhere. So stop all your whining and bellyache and coming in here every day saying, why won't you say what his records are? You know what? I'm good with what he's doing right now. I'm hoping that he will get better. I'm hoping he will learn. I hope we'll stop doing stupid-ass plays. And if you'd like to, we can have a one-on-one, and I can show you some of the stupid crap that we do in play calling. But I guarantee you, if you put him with a Sean McVay, because if you looked at Jared Goff his rookie year, he looked a hell of a lot worse than Dak Prescott did. But right now, he's playing lights out. Why? He's got a coach who is using his talents. With that being said, now I got all worked up, man. But I'm telling you, man, I'm sick and tired of just all this straight hate for the guy. He's only in his 3rd year. And all these people, I've heard all of these people that you guys say, I'd rather have a Blake Bortles. I'd rather have Alex Smith. I'll take Teddy Bridgewater. You mean, flip, Brian Fitzpatrick. You mean the team that leads the NFL in turnovers and sucks ass? I'll take Jameis Winston. Come on, man. Come on, man. Well, Nova, you and Matt go have fun together then. Again, you don't like what I'm saying? Don't watch. Don't watch. It's real good. I mean, believe me. You can go to Okoye. He don't like him. He'll tell you exactly what you want to hear. All right, guys. I apologize. I apologize to everybody else for me losing my cool. I'm sure my face got the same color as my shirt, so maybe it has something to do with the shirt. Maybe I better not wear this red shirt anymore. But I do enjoy coming on here. I do enjoy most of you guys in here. Mark is going off, but what he is saying is the truth. How much would you... We'll talk about extending. In current ranks, he's about at 21-22 with where he is at the moment. God, we're way over time, but here's what you have to look at. It's not so much what you're paying him now, is what is it going to cost you down the road, and where will the salary cap be? That's the big question. Because the longer you wait, the more it will cost you. Okay? If you look at the Redskins, they could have locked up Kirk Cousins before they did the first franchise tag. They probably could have locked him up for what they paid him in those 2 franchise tags.
Marcus
That-
Lawrence is going to be the problem, too.
No, the Cowboys, if the Cowboys are one thing, and that is good at signing people, because we have always been, and before last year, we were always $20, $25 million over the cap. Yet we found a way to sign a Brandon Carr. We found a way to sign a Greg Hardy. So they can make this stuff work. And guess what? At the moment, we got almost $70 million of cap space. And the cap will go up at least $10 million next year. And you may be looking at somebody like, say, Sean Lee, who may retire. Saves you about $9 million right there. You may not have a Tyrone Crawford. You may end up saying we can get a younger guy, which is another $8 million. So you don't know where we're going to be. So you can sign him as a quarterback, because guess what? Quarterbacks ain't cheap. The Eagles are paying $14 million for Nick Foles to sit on the bench. It's just the way it is. Right. There you go, David. Right now, 19 backups make more money than Dak Prescott. Yep. Matt left the chat. I was hoping he was going to come back. Okay. I hope I didn't hurt his feelings. Oh, right now the Packers, they're looking at how much money they paid Aaron Rodgers. And, ooh, yeah, they're about to blow that whole team up.
And they're looking for cornerbacks, too.
I never said that Dak was better than Roethlisberger. Not right now. But you don't know where he's going to be down the road. And you're Travis, that's about, I see it between 25 and 30. That's about where it'll be. Well, anyway, guys, we went into overtime here. We got me fired up here. I done cussed out one of the fans, or haters, I should say. But come Thursday night, we'll be live streaming during the game. We'll end up being here. I don't know if you're the real EDP or if a fake one. I'm assuming that you're probably a fake one. We'll be live streaming the game. Probably about 30 minutes before kickoff, so say about 7:45 or so. We'll have Joe Boo's wings and everything, and we'll be ready to roll, and I will definitely be bringing the energy. This is everything right here. Stop hurting my feelings because Dak is horrible. Okay, well, Matt, I guess you're going to have to get used to either, you got 2 choices. Either you find another team or get used to Dak. And maybe you just let it go. I don't know. Does it make you feel better coming in here every day saying Dak is horrible? Do you? Does it really? Well, Cam, I'm hoping you're right too. All right, guys. I got to get out of here because I got to get up early tomorrow. I got to go down the country and take care of I got to take care of some shit, literally. I got a clogged sewer line I got to fix. All right, guys, I will see you guys first thing in the morning with Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys. Have a great night and keep spreading.